Hello, everyone. It's Priscilla Pena, and today I'm doing my presentation on the 5 things that I learned throughout this course. As one of the things I learned, I wanted to point out utilitarianism. The reason why I decided to pick this is just based on the overall goal and seeing the good and what's going on in a situation. This is something that I've never heard about before, so hearing it for the first time throughout this course was super important, especially for me being able to look back at it and also use this when it comes to working. When you're working with people, you want to make sure that you take the time and focus on the results that are going on, and especially the long term goal or actions that are going to occur after that. So, the second thing that I wanted to point out was Prezi. I have never used this before, and this is something that I would like to add that has been something that I have learned throughout this course. I previously have used Keynote, but I like the way that Prezi has us use this animation, and I feel like it really gets what we're trying to say out there. In the past, using Keynote, I don't really care for adding audio to that stuff. And sometimes the presentations get boring because there's not a lot of stuff that you can use and a lot of tools in order to put different like fonts or different pictures. So I feel that Prezi is something that I will definitely use in the future. And I know that I will use this throughout college as well, and even possibly for work. For the third thing that I learned, I wanted to point out total quality management. Working for the city, I have previously used this in the past, and this is something that we overall have something to look out for. Total quality management is something that we use, especially when it comes to presentations and stuff like that for the city. But usually it's typically something for us to just, in short terms, just get the job done, have good worth ethic, be able to make something great of it. But I feel that throughout this course, I've actually taken the time to learn what it means. Um, the process of this is something that's super important, especially when you're working and you have people that are wanting to get a better understanding of what you're doing. By having all these qualities, this helps not only the people that you work with, but it's also overall better for the community as well. Taking a look back at week 1, we were asked what we would do if we had a t shirt business and what would be the difference if we worked with one person versus 5 people. If the different job duties that we would have or how we would split them up, what would happen if something needed to be changed, how would that work? And I feel like taking the time to look back at this stuff is super important based on the fact that we were able to try to understand throughout this course what it feels like to have a team. We know that organization is a big part of the planning process. In order to plan these things, of course, we need to be organized, but also manage our time correctly and being able to split up the responsibilities between staff members in order to help the community. I feel like this was a great way to start off the course in order to get us thinking about the next steps of what we were going to learn and the long term goals of how we could use this for the future. And lastly is core competence. The reason why this is based on overall just being the best that you can be. I feel that if you have this this is something that you need in order to succeed. So, by this, for the government, we use this a lot just based on, especially for cities. Of course, the cities come together, but they want you to be able to focus on what really matters. And not that it's a competition, but of course, we do our best to stand out because we want to attract those people in order to feel like they're welcomed in the community. Um, especially when working in the parks and community services, human neighborhood services, our parks are a big thing. So having these nice parks that people are able to go to, that's something that stands out. And if it's somewhere where that's not a good area, it's harder to attract those people. Although we only have 1 week left, which I'm excited for, but I'm also glad that I took this course, I feel like there's so much stuff to still learn. This has been really amazing, and thank you all for watching my presentation.